Picture a colossal, sunlit cargo ship cutting smoothly through bright blue waves. It's a really stunning, cinematic sight, isn't it? It completely represents the ultimate freedom of the open water. But beneath all that sweeping, majestic freedom lies a very rigid, absolutely crucial foundation of rules. Welcome to this explainer, where we are going to unpack the fascinating world of maritime labor regulations and dispute resolution protocols. We so often think of the ocean as this unpredictable Wild West, but as you'll see, the reality is actually beautifully ordered.
It brings up a pretty profound question, right? What happens when the strict laws of the land must apply to the endless, ever-changing ocean? Like, how do you actually protect the people working thousands of miles away from shore? This is the central mystery of maritime justice. The ocean might be boundless and chaotic, but the legal framework governing it acts as a rock-solid anchor. Today, we're unpacking 3 acts in this legal drama, specifically Sections 81, 82, and 83, that literally transform ocean chaos into structured justice.
Okay, let's dive right into Act 1, Section 81 Protections, when sailors leave unexpectedly.
Look, the reality of working at sea is heavy. Sometimes seafarers are left behind at port, or even worse, lost overboard or pass away during a voyage. But instead of just leaving things to chance, maritime law throws down this massive, rigid safety net. It acts as a beacon, ensuring that in a sailor's absence, their hard work, their rights, and their personal belongings are vehemently protected by the ship's command.
To do this, the law demands absolute precision from the ship's master. We are talking about a strict 3-step protocol in the official logbook. Step 1, they have to log the exact wages due at that precise moment. Step 2, meticulously inventory every single personal item left on board. And Step 3, take formal charge of that property and discharge it exactly as prescribed. It's an unbending chain of custody that ensures a vulnerable seafarer's livelihood is perfectly secured and accounted for.
Moving smoothly along to Act 2, Section 82 Transformations, Unclaimed Wages and Welfare.
So, the crucial point here is what happens if those wages or allotment notes deposited with the shipping master are just never claimed? Well, the law demands incredible patience. The magic number here is 6. For 6 full years, those funds must sit completely untouched, safely guarded by the shipping master. This gives every possible opportunity for a rightful claim to be made by the seafarer or their nominee.
But on year 7, the narrative totally shifts. Rather than vanishing into some bureaucratic limbo, these abandoned funds are actually transformed. Subject to prescribed restrictions, that money is recycled back into the community to fund seafarer welfare. It's a brilliant pivot that turns an unresolved personal loss into a broader safety net for everyone on the water. And that brings us to our final act. Act 3, Section 83 Dispute Resolution, the shipping master's verdict.
When contracts or conditions clash, the shipping master steps in as the ultimate on-ground authority to restore order. And the protective umbrella here is incredibly wide. We're talking masters of the vessel, ship owners, agents, and any seafarer who can submit a dispute. But here is a truly fascinating strategic detail. The law explicitly extends this exact protection to Indian seafarers on foreign registered vessels, provided they are within Indian territorial waters. They don't have to wait or cross borders to seek justice. It's right there for them.
Now, once that dispute is submitted on day 1, the clock starts ticking fast. The shipping master has to hear the parties and then pass a written award containing their reasons within a strict 30-day window. If they're delayed for a sufficient cause, they get a maximum extended deadline of a further 30 days. That means within 60 days at the absolute most, justice is delivered. Boom. It is a rapid, dynamic timeline designed to keep the massive maritime industry moving safely.
And this brilliantly illustrates where the shipping master's decision really gets its teeth. You might assume this falls under standard corporate disagreement rules. Actually, scratch that. Nothing in the Arbitration and Conciliation Act of 1996 applies here. Instead, an award passed under Section 83 is fully enforceable in accordance with the Code of Civil Procedure of 1908, just like a decree from a formal court. It is direct, it's distinct, and it's incredibly powerful.
The law declares that the shipping master's award shall be, quote, conclusive as to the rights of parties, and any document relating to such dispute or award itself shall be prima facie evidence thereof. Picture that grand cargo vessel we talked about earlier, finally arriving safely at a sunlit port after a long, turbulent journey. That is exactly what this written award represents. It's a safe, conclusive harbor where rights are completely settled. So how exactly does maritime law create order out of the chaotic ocean?
Well, by mandating strict logs for lost sailors under Section 81, transforming abandoned funds for the greater good under Section 82, and delivering rapid, court-enforceable justice under Section 83. The law literally builds a protective fortress on the open waves. It proves that the endless ocean can absolutely be matched by boundless fairness. But it leaves us with one final, thought-provoking question. If maritime law can successfully impose such strict order on the most chaotic, isolated corners of our planet, what other wild wests of our modern world are just waiting for the right rulebook?